Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Teacher Masero, and today I'm going to teach you how to solve quadratic equations using factorizing method. So if you want to learn that, tune in. So I'm going to teach you when the coefficient of x squared is 1 and when the coefficient of x squared is not 1. Okay, so let's start with number 1. Number 1, we have x squared minus x minus 6 equals to 0. Okay, this one, the coefficient is 1. Okay, so we are supposed to find two numbers when we multiply them, they're supposed to give us negative 6, and when we add them, they're supposed to give us negative 1, right? We found how they give us negative 6 by saying 1 times negative 6. So the product is negative 6, and sum we take the coefficient of x. The coefficient of x is negative 1, right? If here we have negative 2x, the coefficient of x is negative 2. That's the sum. Okay, whether you add them or you subtract them, they're supposed to give you negative 1, and when you multiply them, they're supposed to give you negative 6. So we're going to find those two numbers, right? For you to be able to find factors of 6, just say 6, right? We have 1, 6, 2, 3. Okay, we have 1, 6, 2, 3. So we're going to test which one can give us negative 6 when you multiply them, and which one can give us negative 1 when we add them. If we say 1 minus 6 is negative, but 1 times negative 6 is negative 6, right? It does not satisfy the sum, okay? When we multiply them, they give us negative 6, but when we subtract or add them, they don't give us negative 1, okay? Even when we say 6 times negative 1, get negative 6, but 6 minus 1 is 5, which is not negative 1. Let's get here. 2 times negative 3. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6, and 2 minus 3 is negative 1. So that one is okay. But if you say 3 minus 2, you're going to get 1, which is not negative 1. So the one that is supposed to be negative is 3. Okay, so we have 2 and negative 3. So these are the two numbers that we're going to use. If the coefficient of x squared is 1, you can just say x plus 2x minus 3 equals to 0. You have factorized, okay? But let's use the long method. So we're going to have x squared. Instead of us writing negative x, we're going to use this one and this one. We're going to say plus 2x minus 3x. Negative 2x minus 3x is negative x, right? And then minus 6 is equals to 0. Okay? We factorize this. We're going to have common factor here is x plus 2, right? We factor out x. Here, common factor is negative 3. We're going to have x plus 2. The ones inside the bracket that are supposed to be the same. If the other side is negative, the other side is positive, it means that something is wrong. Okay? We have negative 3. If you factor out negative 3, we're going to be left with x here, and negative 6 divided by negative 3 is positive 2, right? After this, the ones outside the brackets, we put them in one bracket. We're going to have x minus 3x plus 2 is equals to 0. We equate the first bracket and the second bracket to 0. X minus 3 equals to 0. X plus 2 is equals to 0. X is equals to, take negative 3 the other side, we're going to have 3. We take positive 2 the other side, we're going to have negative 2. And x equals to 3 and x equals to negative 2. Now let's get to number 2. Number 2, we have 3x squared plus 9x plus 6 equals to 0. Okay, so the product is 18 because we said 3 times 6 is 18, and then the sum is 9, is the coefficient of x. Okay, so we're going to find two numbers. When we multiply them, they give us 18. When we add them, they give us 9. So to find those numbers, you just look for factors of 18, right? So we have 1 and 18, this is a pair. 2, 9 is another pair. 3, 6 is another pair. Okay, so we want the one that when we add them, they give us 9, or when we subtract them, they give us 9. Okay, so this one, you can see that 18 plus 1, that is going to give us 19. 18 minus 1 is 17, so it's far away from 9. 2 plus 9 is 11. 9 minus 2 is 7. They are not giving us 9. Okay, 3 plus 6 is 9. 3 and 6, they give us 9. So we're going to use 3 and 6. Okay, so we're going to have 3x squared plus, instead of us writing 9x, positive 9x, we're going to write 3x plus 6x. This is 9x, okay? Plus 6 is going to be 0. We're going to factorize. We're going to factorize. Between these two, the common factor is 3x. So we're going to take 3x outside. Inside, you're going to be left with x plus 1. Okay? So 3x squared divided by 3x is x. 3x divided by 3x is 1. Here, common factor is 6. 6x divided by 6 is x. 6 divided by 6 is 1. You take the ones outside the brackets, you put them in one bracket. 3x plus 6. Then these two, they are the same, x plus 1. If they are not the same, if these two are not the same, just know that something is wrong. Okay, recheck your work and do it again. Okay, so after this, we equate the first bracket to 0 and the second bracket to 0. We're going to have 3x plus 6 equals to 0, x plus 1 equals to 0. Okay, we solve for x. We're going to take 1 the other side, so our x is -1. Here we take 6 the other side. We're going to have 3x equals to -6. We divide by 3 both sides, and our x is going to be -2. So for number 2, our solution is x equals to -2 and x equals to -1. Let's get to number 3. Number 3, we have x squared plus 7x minus 44 equals to 0. You can see here that the coefficient of x squared is 1. So the product is going to be 1 times -44, which is -44. And sum is the coefficient of x, which is 7. So we're going to look for two numbers. When we multiply them, they give us -44. When we add them, they give us 7. Okay, so let's find factors of 44. 44, we have 1, and 44, we have 2, 22, we have 4, 11. Okay, so we're going to test which ones are going to give us -44 when we multiply them and 7 when we add them or subtract them. Okay, we have 1 and 44, they cannot give us 7, they are far. Okay, so we cancel them. We have 2 and 22. They cannot give us 7 when we subtract them. 22 minus 2 is 20, it's not 7. Okay, they're out. And we have 11 and 4. So 4 minus 11 is -7, but we want +7. 11 minus 4 is 7. So we're going to have 11 minus 4. Okay, when we multiply these two, they give us -44. When we add or subtract them, they give us 7. Okay, So you can just say x minus 4 x plus 11 equals to 0. Then you equate the first bracket to 0 and the second bracket to 0 and solve. Or you can take the long route whereby you're going to be factorizing step by step. Okay, we have x squared. Instead of you writing negative 7x, you're going to have 11x minus 4x minus 44 equals to 0. Okay, 11x minus 4x is 7x, right? You take the first two pair, you look for the common factor. It's x, and x squared divided by x, you are left with x. 11x divided by x is 11. Here the common factor is negative 4. Okay, negative 4x divided by negative 4 is x. Negative 44 divided by negative 4 is 11. Okay, you can see that you are dividing a negative number by a negative number, so you are supposed to get positive. You take the ones that are outside the brackets, you put them in one bracket. The ones inside the bracket that are supposed to be the same, you put them in one bracket. If they are not the same, something is wrong. Okay, you equate the first bracket to 0 and the second bracket to 0. So our x is going to be negative 11. Our x is 4. So these are our solutions for number 3. Okay, number 4, the coefficient of x squared is not 1, it's 2. Okay, so the product is 2 times negative 3, which is negative 6, and the sum is the coefficient of x, which is 5. So we're going to look for two numbers. When you add them, they give us 5. When you multiply them, they give us negative 6. So factors of 6, we have 1, 6, 2, and 3. Okay, so these ones, they're supposed to give us 5 when we add them, right? We're going to test 1 minus 6 is negative 5. 1 times negative 6 is negative 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. Okay, so we're going to use 1 and 6. We're not going to use 2 and 3. Okay, 6 minus 1 is 5. Okay, the coefficient is 2. So we're going to say 2x squared. Instead of you writing positive 5x, you're going to write plus 6x minus x. This is 5x. You can see that 6x minus x is 5x minus 3 is equals to 0. The first two you factorize. Common factor is 2x, and then 2x squared divided by 2x is x. 6x divided by 2x is going to be 3. Okay, here common factor is negative 1. Negative x divided by negative 1 is x. Negative 3 divided by negative 1 is positive 3. Just know that a negative divided by negative is supposed to give you positive. Okay, you take the one outside the bracket, we're going to have 2x minus 1. This one that's supposed to be the same is x plus 3 equals to 0. Right? If they're not the same, something is wrong. You equate the first bracket to 0, even the second bracket to 0. You solve for x. So we have 2x equals to 1. You divide by 2, so x is equals to half. Here you take 3, the other side is going to be negative 3. So our answer is x equals to half and x equals to negative 3. Thank you for watching today's episode whereby I was teaching you how to solve quadratic equations using factorizing method. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to download the worksheet so that you can practice. Take care. Bye bye.